drive, another day, another drive. I don't know what you're doing. So I know that yesterday I got the repower that I was looking for. And then I got another one that I wasn't looking for. Man, oh good God, I just can't get out. Everybody's coming in my direction. You just gotta keep driving towards me, aren't you? But I got the repower that I was looking for, and then while I was driving, I ended up getting set up with another one. And what that one was all about was that my original appointment for the load that I took over was due for the 27th, quite a few days away. And what I was going to try to do was put in a lot of miles yesterday and then try to get to the receiver today and see if they would take it off of me. That way I wouldn't end up having to sit around the lot for a full weekend. It's not bad to take a break, but I just don't really need one right now. But as I was driving, I guess apparently somebody back at the office decided to change the appointment time on that from the 27th to 6 a.m. this morning. As a solo driver, I you know, there's no way that I could even possibly make that load, especially because then I'd already used up most of my hours. So it got moved on to another driver. Who actually got a little wishy-washy about the situation. He actually canceled the repower when I was like halfway to him. But then they talked him back into it, but by that point he was on his way over to me, and I actually had to flip around on the freeway and, you know, started driving backwards because he had already passed me. But it's done. I've got his load. I'm heading back east now. I'm going over to Austin. You know, now getting a whole bunch of repowers like that isn't actually necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, you know, the other one, the last load I had was scheduled for the 27th. If I couldn't unload it today, then I would just end up sitting at a truck stop for the entire weekend. Which means you're not rolling, you're not doing anything. And then even after that weekend is done, you still gotta go to the receiver and sit there while they unload the truck. So that's a lot more sitting. In this case, this is like doing a drop and hook. You know, you give up this trailer, you take this other trailer, and you just keep on going. A lot of times, you know, especially for like a lot of our team drivers, they can get a load to a city really early, really ahead of schedule. And oftentimes what they do then is just take the trailer down to one of our drop yards that's located in a whole bunch of cities. and then a local driver will come by and grab it and you know, go and sit on it. In that case, it actually works out for both parties, you know, because we do have some drivers that just really don't want to leave the home area, so they just handle these jobs all days. You know, those are all considered short runs. And I think if I remember right, you get paid like $150 for each short run, something like that. It's usually like $75 for each job. So if you get an assignment that has like five places that you're picking up from, you're getting like $75 for each place. Short run is usually a same day pick and drop. Those are actually kind of common in places like LA. You'll pick up something in like Oxnard and just take it right down to LA. You get it done the same day. You know, you get like $150 for the run, $75 for each pick. The whole thing is kind of set up, you know, so that there's money to be had no matter what kind of job that you do or what route you take. Like, when I say route, I mean, like, you know, if you can be a company or a contractor. In my case, I'm a contractor. We make more cents per mile, but after you take out all the money for bills, you know, for the truck payments and stuff like that, we're actually not that much different from the company driver. And you know, they actually very carefully regulated the payment, so it works like that. The short haul people who might only get like 2 or 3 drops in each day, they get paid more for doing the short runs to make up for the lack of miles that, you know, those of us who do long distance make. Now, I have already been at this for a few years now, and my pay rate's a whole lot higher than when I first started it. You know, a lot of times I go to the fuel pumps, like another driver comes over wants to try to poach me to drive for his company, and they always, you know, the first thing they always ask is, what do you make? And you know, they always expect to hear like 27 cents, 35 cents, 45 cents. You know, they don't really expect the driver to come up with a figure that's over a dollar. So when I tell them, you know, you usually get a shock alert. It takes them a second to realize that I'm a contractor, and a pretty good chunk of the money actually goes back into the truck here for the payments and whatnot. Now this truck, this one here is still a lease, and I am still looking at going to a lease to own, I was going to do it this year. I might actually just hold off, just do another contract with this one, run this one out of miles, like I generally do with the vehicles, and at which point I would get the contract finish payback, which is usually like a couple grand. That's actually how I was able to get my little camera here. Figured as long as I had it, I might as well, you know, get the setup and finally start putting a YouTube channel of mine to work. But that's how it's going for me. It is, you know, I had two repowers in one day. I was kind of running circles in the Arizona desert. Now I'm headed back east. You know, this one will most likely be a drop. It's a place that I'm well accustomed to. I don't mind going to it. I don't mind the fact that it's a 3 a.m. appointment time. I'll actually be there the day before. They have street parking, and I'll get there a day before. The thing that sucks about it though is that it's all produce, and a lot of times with these companies, they have to go through and individually look at every single flat of produce that's brought in. I've got a lot of produce. I mean, I've actually got a thick little notebook of paperwork for these guys. This place isn't too bad on that. They can't return they can't return any of the produce on my truck. There's an agreement where they just take it all regardless. What really sucks is when some companies do. You know, like Walmart and Target has returned, you know, not just stacks but entire pallets. There was one time I ended up with 12 entire pallets of green onions. In most cases, OSD tells you, you know, just get rid of the product, but honestly, where do you get rid of that much green onion? I mean, that was literally half my trailer. Eventually, we did find a food bank that would take them, but that's a extra trip for you. I remember another time with a Target up in Iowa. I got stuck with I think it was like 4 or 5 pallets of lettuce, and I had to sit on it for the entire weekend. I couldn't even do anything, you know, because the delivery was on a Friday. Nobody was going to be open until Monday, so I had to sit on it for the whole weekend. And then on top of that, we had another driver there. He ended up with 3 pallets of something, and what they had us do was we both went down to this warehouse in the area, and they took the pallets off of his truck, put them on my truck, and then I had to take all that stuff from Iowa to Chicago and drop it off for somebody there. most cases, you know, if it's just like a simple flat or two, they just say, you know, get rid of it. Just, you know, toss it in the trash or something. And we had one guy up in Ohio that was trying to sell a pallet of watermelons to drivers. He got stuck with that because I guess they were too ripe or something like that. So he's selling watermelons for real cheap. I ended up sucking on a watermelon for like 4 days straight. Watermelon's actually a lot bigger for one piston handle. You know, you don't think about things like that when you buy them. So that's how it is today. Eastbound. Plan is real simple. I'm on I-10. I just stay on I-10 until I run out of hours. And I'll talk to you later.